Listening to 1100 WSGI Springfield, God's Informer. And tell a friend.
Never forsaken even when I'm alone. Never forsaken while I'm trying.
One street over there's a life I could have known. One beyond my wildest dreams. Maybe that road could have carried me to streets of gold. Things aren't always as they seem. Looking back on all the chances that I missed, some I held, some slipped away. One street over where my memories exist, I wondered what would change, I really couldn't say. In this life there's nothing certain, except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known that would have kept me from the one I had today. Except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known that would have kept me from the one I had today. Everywhere I could have ended up just like that broken road with a dead end in my path. Thank the Lord that I've got more than that. In this life there's nothing certain, except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games.
Hello. Let's get on into it. This is 1100 WSGI. I'm Utah LaVern, and this is one street over. Yeah, I'm just sitting here chit-chatting with my friend while we let the music play a little bit. But Terry Martin's in the house, and we just love this time of year. It's so much fun. And we're just talking about, man, we're getting on up there, bud. I know I'm older than you, but I don't think I'm a ton older than you. But we're kind of, I graduated in 80. When did you graduate?
I'm 59. I'll just tell you mine. You
I'm
don't
63.
You don't have to tell me yours.
Okay. I'm 63. So you're a little bit older than my brother. So right in that age range. But, it's just talking about being around these kiddos in high school and talking to them about their career paths. And I talked to them about, paying their dues and all this kind of stuff. People just don't want to do that anymore. Have you noticed that, man?
No.
And it's like, there's a journey. And honestly and truthfully, when you get to a place of like parks director and doing what I've done through my career, and when you get there, if you haven't had some of those paying your dues experiences, you're not worth a flip, quite frankly.
Yeah.
You just don't get it.
Okay.
I mean, because we all work with people, you're like, wow, you're clueless. And you just work around them. You love them. And I mean, we all do. We all have those people in our life that you just go, God bless you, and or bless your heart, and you just have to work around them because you can all you got to do is sit and talk to them for a few minutes and you're like, okay.
Yeah.
You never really had to get in scrap and get in the dirt, and you just don't get, and And praise the Lord that, some people get those paths, but I don't know. I like being refined through the fire.
Yeah.
I like where life's taking me. And I know you do, because you come in here with a big old smile on your face. You have fun every day.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a good time. But
there's nothing in our department that I haven't done.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
31 years of it.
Isn't that great? And you do a beautiful job.
Started from the bottom.
That is, yeah, exactly. And that's what people don't realize. And when I've gotten radio up in Nashville, I'd clean the toilets. I'd do whatever I needed to do. And just to be in the building so I could get access to the opportunity. And that's what you do, especially in different industries, man. You have to get in there and scrap it.
I didn't have to, but I went upstairs the other day and cleaned one of the toilets where somebody had an accident.
Yeah. That's just it, because you know what, we're just here to work, and serve others, and
that's it.
I just we appreciate all you do, and we appreciate all the fun things that y'all do, and I'm so sad I can't get my grandson to the fishing rodeo because he's a travel ball.
Oh, okay.
Travel ball.
Well,
and
that's all right. He's doing something.
Oh, he's definitely doing something.
Yeah.
But
plus, you've got an automatic creek right there in your back door, so you.
Yeah. We can fish anytime.
That's right.
It's so funny though. Our one of our nephews that moved down here when we opened the roofing company, he was down here with us and he stayed. Well, his nephew, we get a message from him yesterday. We're going to come fishing, and no problem. When we see the truck go down, I don't think they were down there 10 minutes.
Yeah,
and they're leaving. We're like, what happened? And he's impatient. I'm like, well, that's more than impatient. Are you kidding me? And it's like, I guess he looked in the creek and couldn't see fish.
Yeah.
And we're like, well,
they weren't jumping out the bank when they walked up.
Yeah, you got to kind of find the hidey holes in a creek. You got to find the place. Now you'll see them swimming around some, but
little eddies.
It's so funny.
That's it.
But
that's
anyway,
hilarious.
It's right. And we're watching what they're doing with because they're building a new wastewater plant.
Right.
So where they used to put back in was just up from us, and people would go. They would walk up the creek from us, walk up to where the intake comes back in, and the fish are just crazy fishing right there.
Yeah.
Apparently, and I'm not a fisherman. I'm like, it's fine. But so the intake has moved down now, right there where Sulphur Fork and Cars come together.
Okay.
And that was always a good fishing hole, but it's going to be something else right there.
Real good.
Oh, I would imagine. And everybody's like, but that's coming up from the wastewater plant. And I'm like, well, with the EPA and all the things, you could drink that water coming out of there.
Oh, yeah.
I know it just the thought of it, but let's be real.
Yeah.
The earth is the filter that filters all the things we do. But you talk about a fishing hole right there when they get done, oh my word, because that's where they say the best fishing is just up from us on Cars Creek where it comes back in from the plant right now.
You better stop announcing that.
Well, the plant won't let you come in, so you have to talk to me if you want access.
That's true.
And we let people come fish.
Yeah.
My kids have moved away, man. I want people to come down and enjoy it. Caleb Stratton brought some kids out, and they did a field trip down there. I did a field trip down there. So, good. If you see anybody needs to use our property, just let us know, man. We're hospitable. We want you. I mean, God's blessed us with that, and we want to share it. So
I haven't been down there yet to see the projects going. So
it's something else. It's going to be a big one. It's going to be a big one.
Yeah.
They put a big old, they dug this, this huge place. They put a pump station thing just off the corner of us, but it's underground. And what the plant people says is we're not going to see any liquid anymore, which is, because you can see the vats from my house.
Right.
And have for, 30 years I've been there. And they've been a great neighbor. They've just been a great neighbor. And we almost didn't buy our property because of the plant. And we were like, but it's just such a beautiful piece of property. And it was it's one of those things when you're praying to the Lord and you're like, I need to find this. And then he drops it in your lap, but you're going, but what about that? And it's like, it's okay.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad we didn't pass on that property. We passed on it 3 times. And we were like, and then they kept dropping that price. And, I told Mark many times, I said, had it not been for the plant, we would have never been able to afford that piece of property. And
It's
I mean,
nice.
it's a
It's beautiful
nice
down
little
there.
piece of property. But nonetheless, if you talk to me if you want to come fishing. We want you to come fishing. Come on.
Better get ready.
Anyway, we do. Kids come from school all the time.
Yeah.
I know we got to talk about fishing rodeo, but this is funny. We had some kids come down there, and it was kind of late in the day, and we always tell them we want them out by dark.
Right.
Well, they didn't leave, and they didn't leave, and they didn't. They got down there and got stuck. And I mean, it went on into midnight. Their dad and the dad's dad and the different ones trying to get these boys unstuck. And so
That's all right.
there's been some fun stories to tell. And they come rattling out there about midnight, and I heard that truck, and I was like, ooh, sounds like you buried that thing. I was afraid he tore his truck up. But
If you got to go get
Anyway.
your kid unstuck because they've been fishing late at night, that's a good
that
thing.
is a good thing. What it is they had pulled off, because there's a lot of rock down there. And you
Yeah.
can pull off on that rock. But they went a little too far off. They got on the rock and then drove down where the water was, and
Yeah.
they thought they could cross it, and they couldn't.
Right.
It was a little bit too much.
What's the saying? If you take your kids when they're young hunting and fishing, you'll never have to go hunting and fishing for them.
There you go. With that said, perfect segue into what is happening at Travis Price Park on Saturday.
Fishing rodeo.
Oh, and it's so much fun.
Yeah.
So much fun. How much planning goes into that? Because, I mean, that is the biggest one in the state from what Caleb Stratton tells me. I mean, he was just a monster.
We've been told that it is a
Yeah.
monster.
Yeah.
We've
And in a good way. In a
Yeah.
good, beautiful way.
Yeah, we actually had to put a cap on it this year.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, last year was we had 400 kids out there fishing last year,
Wow.
and it was a
It's just wild.
oh my
Lines
goodness.
crossing,
Yeah.
and it's like,
Everybody thought they caught a big one, and it ended up being the neighbor's hook line. So,
oh, man.
yeah,
Oh, man. So you capped off the registration. You had to pre-register, I'm guessing.
yes.
Okay. So what's the number?
We
that
capped
you-
it at 350 this year.
Gotcha. I think that's
So
good. Yeah.
We're going to see what it looks like 50 less.
Yeah.
So-
yeah, that'd be good. What's so cool though, and my grandson still prizes this fishing pole he got because every kid you draw their number and then they get to come up and pick a prize.
Yeah.
And I mean the coolest stuff ever. And he
Yeah.
got a fishing rod that's still one of the best fishing rods. And this my grandson is a sportsman.
Yeah.
His grandfather on my daughter's side, that he passed, and he was such a sportsman. And
Right.
before he passed, I mean, the kid was only 3 years old. That's he just talked all about it, and it just got it instilled in Rowan. And I mean, that's all he wants to do is do something outdoors. Now he's a big baseball player too, but he loves to fish. He'll come out to our house, and all he wants to do is sit on that creek and fish
That's good.
all day.
That's good.
And unlike the young man that came to my house yesterday and spent 10 minutes, and it's like there's no fish. But anyway, so
Sometimes that happens, even with us. TWRA is a big help with that.
Yeah.
For sure.
yeah,
They come out there and put some fish in there for us, and
Mm-hmm.
they just really help us out. So Jason Shapton and Joey
Mm-hmm.
at the Fish Hatchery. So they're good partners.
Yeah,
Really good partners.
I always talk about Caleb because he's the one that comes in and talks to me. But yeah, Jason is
Caleb.
actually
Yeah.
Jason is actually our actual
Yes.
agent now.
Yes.
And Caleb is the regional sergeant, or no, he's going to kill me. I never can get it straight. It's like he's like a sergeant or something. I don't know. It's like he'll be like, LaVern, come on. But anyway, so he got a promotion, put it that way. So nonetheless, it is a fun event, and your kids will have a blast. What time do the gates open?
The park's probably going to open same time, around 6:30, 7 o'clock.
Okay.
Then we'll let everybody in there. They come in there and start parking.
Okay.
And then lines go in at 8. Mm-hmm. Everybody fishes until 10.
Okay.
And then at 10, we start the giveaways.
Okay.
But you're free to fish. You can fish all day long.
Fish and just hang
Yeah.
out, because now it's a free fishing weekend, right? Isn't it? But see, like Caleb was telling me that you don't even have to have a fishing license under a certain age.
Yeah,
So-
I think it's free fishing day in Tennessee.
Yeah, it's what
For
it is,
anybody.
and that's kind of what started the whole fishing rodeo concept. I think,
Yeah.
because it's free fishing day.
Yeah.
so anybody can fish for free. But I was thinking that I didn't realize that under a certain age you don't have to have a fishing license
For that day?
or anytime.
Oh, period? Oh,
Period.
You'd need to get Jason Shapton in here and ask
Well, no,
those.
Caleb talked about it.
Yeah.
We talked about.
Well, I'm just saying,
rodeo.
I
when
think
he
you're
was
right, but I don't know
Yeah.
exactly what those,
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to start spouting out some ages.
Google it before you do anything.
Just go on TWRA's website.
and see what it says. But
Yep.
there is, because I was thinking that it was the only day the kids could fish, and he was like, no, kids can fish anytime, and I think that's right. So let me just kind of clarify it with that. But look
you
that
go.
up. But I'm wanting to say it's like 12 and under.
Yeah.
But now for hunting and all of that, you got to have that license, and you got to go through training and those types of things. And they've got it all laid out on the website. But then also too, we talk a lot about the lifetime license you can get for a kid when they're under 2, and that's a deal. That is a deal. If you got a newborn in your house, get them a hunting and fishing license.
That's it.
Because it is
Covers everything but the
Yeah.
duck stamp. And
everything
can go
for a
hunt.
lifetime. So,
Yeah.
because I mean, it gets expensive getting your hunting license and stuff every year. But nonetheless, everybody can fish, and that's on Saturday around Tennessee. But the fishing rodeo, what are the ages that are coming out?
14 and under.
14 and under.
Yeah.
14 and under. But registration's closed. So how are you going to handle that, right?
No, registration's still open.
Oh, I thought you meant that you'd already hit the cap.
No. We capped it at 350.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood.
As of yesterday, we were 200 and something.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood you then, because I
Yeah.
thought, well, I'm sure by now they've already hit that.
Yeah, no, it's
okay.
still open.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, so they can come in that day and register as long as you don't hit the
Saturday morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we strongly recommend you get on springfieldtn.gov.
Yeah.
Go to the fishing rodeo, click on it.
because you may come out there and you say like, hey, registration's
That's
closed.
right. You don't want to take that chance.
Yeah. So are you going to have some signage there saying that you must pre-register as you come in, or do people just know it, you think?
Yeah, they'll probably come up to the pavilion like we have stragglers come up every year, and they'll ask, we have them sometimes come up and say, hey, what's going on out here? And they've got kids,
Yeah.
and we've got room, and we'll give them some poles.
I got you.
And we'll just say, here, we're giving you your prize now.
Yeah.
So
Go fish.
You've got it. So
Oh, cool.
Go fish.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I love that. I love our county.
Yep.
I love our city. I mean, we're just so cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh yeah, we
You got a
don't.
little kid come up and they're like, I want to fish. It's like, here you go. Go
Yeah,
fish.
we got a pole here. There's a pole.
That's so cool.
If
Now
we
go
got
dig some worms.
I was going to say, if we got to get a shovel and dig some worms,
Yeah.
we will. But whoever's left or
Yeah.
right of you will probably help.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and then
That's cool.
we've got, of course, the sponsors.
Incredible.
The people in Springfield, and I'm assuming the county too. When they find out about this, we've got people that come in that have been to the local stores purchasing stuff. We got people bringing gift cards for us to go get it. We've got just everybody and anybody that help us out. So all the way down to Bass Pro Shop.
Yeah, yeah.
Bass Pro Shop takes care of us too, but I don't want to just start naming
Yeah.
sponsors because I'll miss them because there's so many
Yeah.
and so many good people that just come in and help.
And pour into this.
Yep. And so we've got a banner made with all the sponsor logos on it. And what they'll do is if you catch your first fish, if it's your first fish ever, then you come over in front of that banner and we'll take a picture of you. And then TWRA provides us with certificates.
Yeah.
And it's first fish certificate. And we'll put your name on it and date it and everything,
Yeah.
give it to you. So you'll have that.
I think that's cute.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty neat. What's so funny is when we actually got our grandson out here for one, and it's been a couple of years now, but we fished and he caught a couple of little fish there. And he had caught a fish with his grandfather that passed away. I'm wanting to say when they were down in Florida. So it wasn't his first fish, but it was some of his first Tennessee fish.
Uh-huh.
But we went after that and we went on the creek,
Yeah.
down where Suffolk Cars Creek come together. And he caught a big old bass.
Did he?
Yeah, a big old bass that big.
Yeah.
But for him, it
Oh,
was
it's
the
a
best
monster.
thing ever. I think I even sent you the video of it because he was just shaking. He was so excited. And it's just so fun to watch these little ones experience
yeah.
this. It was just the best. It's just the best. It was just the best day.
Parents get excited
It's the
too
best
because
thing, yeah.
every year we've got to go around and say, hey, this isn't
Yeah.
This isn't parent fishing day.
Yeah, that's right.
Because they're out there trying to
help.
They want the kiddos to do. So we've got grand prizes. We've got boy and girl most fish, and boy and girl biggest fish.
Right. And
So
and
that's a grand prize.
What's really funny is, I mean, we're out there fishing and we're thinking we're doing okay, and then somebody's got 20, and we're like, how in the world?
Yeah.
Catching 20. What kind of fish are in the pond too?
Everything.
Everything.
Crappie, shellcracker, bluegill, catfish, bass. There's everything in there. There really is. And then TWRA comes along and they'll be dropping 350 pounds of catfish in there
Yeah.
for the event. So, and right now there's no fishing.
Right.
We let it just calm down, you know, from the 31st until the day of. We'd like everybody to stay out of there and not fish because it's for the kids.
Right. Right. And that way they're biting big.
Better chance whenever they throw their lines in.
So.
Better chance.
And you know, I'm telling you, but can people fish there after this event? Is it open fishing just any time?
It is.
Okay.
It is. And right now we don't have a krill limit on it, but we're going to for next year.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So once we open back up, we'll shut down for Winter Wonderland. You know how that is. Once we open back up after Winter Wonderland in the spring, we'll have signs up that says, you know, if you catch this many, you can keep. If not, throw them back. If they're not this size, throw them back. TWRA's recommended we do that because they have witnessed a lot of kids, adults, you know, with just a boatload of fish.
Yeah.
And they're taking them with them.
Yeah. And so, and that can get, I mean, you
can deplete it.
Yeah, you absolutely can deplete it. But, you know, and people will go out and they'll sell it, you know, and that kind of thing. So, and a lot of people just really like fish.
Yeah.
You know, I like certain types of fish. I'm not big on catfish, but I know I'm here in Tennessee. I grew up on we had 2 catfish ponds.
Oh.
And I mean, we would go out and just dip them out of the water.
Yeah.
You throw the catfish food out there and you'd reel into them, they'd bite, or you could just go out and dip them out of the pond. But, you know, you get kind of sick of it after a while. But so I'm not a big catfish person, but I do like bass, though. I mean, I don't know.
Do you really?
I do. Yeah. Do you know?
No, I'm a panfish guy.
Really?
Crappie, bluegill.
Okay.
Shellcracker, all right, but my favorite's bluegill.
Okay, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I've got a friend of mine that does a lot of bluegill fishing. I'll have to get him to set me up. I want to try the ones that are the jumping ones that jump into
The carp?
They jump into the boat kind of thing, and
carp.
it's because Caleb says number one, there's no limit on those,
Right.
But you got to be out on the rivers,
Right.
to get those. But he says they're amazing.
Yeah.
You tried it?
I can tell you a story if we got time.
Yeah, go ahead. We got Julianne's coming in here. She does local dance and stuff, and so we've got her coming in when she pops in. But we'll talk till she gets here.
Right.
Tell me the story.
So most people will tell you, you know, man, you don't eat carp. Don't eat carp.
Okay.
So I had a neighbor that I think he was an Iraqi at one time, and he was a translator for Fort Campbell military
Okay.
for us.
Okay.
And they invited me over to their house one day to eat. And I was like, okay. So I went over there, and they had this carp, and they had it just sliced down the middle, and they had it laying open. And they had it on a grill on a piece. You know how the cardboard boxes where you get the cans of Pepsi or Coke comes in that cardboard box? So they had it sitting on a box like that, and it was on the grill. Now, how that thing didn't get, they wet that cardboard down.
Okay.
And then put it on there. So I'm over at their house, you know, just looking around because it was very different.
Yeah. I got a lot of friends from Egypt, so I know exactly what you're saying.
It was very different.
Yeah.
And then they brought it to the table. They put it in the middle of the table. And, you know, there was no spoons.
Oh, man, that's how they do it in Egypt too.
Yeah. So, and I reached in to grab my handful, and they were like, oh, no, not there. And they showed me where on this carp to get it, because everywhere else around it is bones.
Yeah.
gazillion bones.
Okay.
So there was this area in the middle they were all scooping from. So I got my scoop and I got my rice and put it on my plate, and you eat it like that,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
They would take it and roll it up in a little ball and
Yeah.
stuff. And it was the whitest meat, and it was super, super delicious. So I sat there and ate mine, and about 5 minutes goes by, and we're done meeting and everything. And and I finally, you know, I'm a guest.
Yeah.
And I'm way out of my
You
element.
have no idea what's
I
going on.
don't have a clue.
Yeah. This is great. This is great.
So finally, I just look over and I say, Mr. Mustafa, his name was Mustafa.
Uh-huh.
I said, Mr. Mustafa, I said, I hope this isn't being disrespectful or anything. And he goes, what, Terry? What, Terry? I said, man, I got to have something to drink. I said, I'm dying here. He got to laughing, and they finally brought some water to the table.
Yeah.
So you couldn't drink anything. And the reason why they don't drink anything is because the rice with the fish, if you drink while you're eating, it explodes the rice in your belly and fills you up when you're not full. So they always eat first, and then they wait 15 or 20 minutes, and then they would drink their water.
I had no idea.
I'm over here choking.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Did you know what kind of it was a carp, you said?
It was a carp.
Okay.
Oh, they loved them.
That's
yeah.
fascinating. And that's one of the things, we have got so many interesting folks like that in our area, guys.
Yeah.
Embrace it and get to know them. And I mean, we've had, you know, many dinners with our Egyptian friends, and it's, you know, you're like, I don't know what this is, but okay, we're going to try this. It's like, you know, and they will bring out utensils now, but when some of the ones that first got here, it was all with your hands. And so that's really cool. That's neat. I love it. But I do want to try, and I forget what the ones that are the jumping, they're like
Asian carp.
Asian carp, is that what it is? Mm-hmm. And I really want to try that because Caleb says they're fabulous, and there's no limit on them. I don't know where you go to get them. Do you know anywhere around here that has them?
No, I hope we don't know. Nobody around here has them.
Yeah, because I mean they're very invasive. Very invasive. So, but nonetheless, and so we don't want them in the
There's
pond over
there. A lot of people catch them and sell them to hog farmers, and the hogs eat them.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I grew up on a hog farm. I can't imagine. But I mean, you know, we grew up, I mean, we had the feed and we grew the grain and ground, you know, we that's how we fed our hogs. We didn't do slop, you know, that we weren't slop hog farmers. We were.
Hogs are meat eaters.
Yes, but we did, I never even, because if you've ever been around some of those big boars and stuff, yes, they will.
Yeah.
Yes, they will.
Yeah.
But we raised them fair end to the factory. I mean, we you know, did the breeding and all that all the way up.
Yeah.
But that's in the 70s when you could make money on it.
Yeah.
Nowadays you got to have.
Not all hogs are Charlotte Webb.
No.
No.
No. They're not. They're mean little critters.
You got that right.
Anyway, well, I love talking to Terry because he knows everything. Because you're from here. I mean, you grew up here. Yeah. So I mean, he's a local, and his just
them people weren't. I was flipping out.
Do what?
Oh,
yeah.
They weren't.
No.
I was flipping out.
But you know, and it's so funny. We've got. I talk about the Egyptian people. We've got a lot of folks from India here, and they're fascinating folks. Talk to them. When I first wanted to teach in the school system, I wanted to be an ELL teacher because I had been working through the church, teaching English second language, and gotten to know all these folks that had immigrated.
Yeah.
And just fascinating people. We don't have a lot of Egyptians here locally. We got a few, but they're Coptic Christians, and they leave Egypt because they're persecuted over there.
Right.
And they're just amazing people. And nonetheless, I mean, if you get an opportunity to talk to some of these folks who have immigrated and come from these different countries, my nephew is married to a girl whose father's from Iran. And so she's half Persian. So their family is very interesting too. But it's neat to talk to all these different folks. But yeah.
His wife would see us every Sunday, go to church.
Yeah.
And see how, and she would see how Yvette, you know, acted around the house where Yvette was not, what's the word for it? You know, that lady had she could only do certain things.
She
could
had
only say things.
freedoms. She had more freedoms and
My wife did.
liberty.
Yes.
They had more liberty.
Yes. And she actually, one day, her husband, and they've moved on now. I don't know where they're at. They're gone.
Yeah.
We don't live there either anymore. But I remember one day that she met Yvette at the property line. Her boys and her husband were gone. And she was asking her all about Christianity and stuff. And Yvette was telling her.
Wow, that's cool. Planting the seeds, man.
Yes.
Planting the seeds. And that's one thing you'll find too in a lot of the families that we've worked with from Egypt. Now, some of them, they're perfectly fine, but there's been a few families where the women were not considered very high. And they were, I had one time, I'll never forget this. She had very bad dental problems, and just her teeth were just terrible.
Yeah.
And she would hide her face like this when she would talk. And we found a dentist here locally that it's over there at Park Plaza Dentistry. What was his name? Faquin. Dr. Faquin was the dentist that came in, and Dr. V is there now. And Dr. V, I think, was a part of that too. But they took on this woman and fixed her teeth because her husband used to jokingly tell her, "I'll just send to Egypt for a pretty one."
No joking. He wasn't joking.
Yeah, and she didn't take it as a joke.
People don't realize,
yeah,
and I think you have been too, but like out of the country, like I've been to Thailand, Chiang Rai, Kenya. Mm-hmm. Listen, people don't understand here.
They don't.
You just don't understand. It's like the gap. I think about it. It's the gap that it's been so long since, a world war has taken place, and we've had drafts, and we've had young kids go off to war and everything. These younger people don't understand all of that.
They don't.
They don't know what that is. They haven't experienced it. They haven't seen it, and it's the same way with what's going on in these other countries because it's portrayed one way, but it's really not that way.
No, it's not. I mean, we go to Mexico every year for mission trips, and it's nothing like what it is in some of these other countries. When I talk with my Egyptian friends and different ones like that, and the things that they tell me, I just can't even imagine.
Yeah.
But in Mexico is that to a degree, but it's so close enough in proximity to America that a lot of our stuff spills over. But it's just so impoverished. But it's just the way women are treated in many other countries to this day is very much like property. It's I like to study the original intent of Scripture, and I like to study archaeology and all that. And one of the big studies is how women were treated during that time period and the difference. And one of the reasons why some of the things that are written in Scriptures are written the way it is because they were trying to liberate and bring them back, there is no slave, there is no free, there is no male, there is no female. That's what they were trying to do. But that's another radio show. That's something that I'm working on. But it's fun talking to you.
Let's do it.
Juliana's here.
That's what you need. I want to come in here one day and do a Bible study with you, not a parks.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. I've got some openings.
Get a scripture. Give me,
give
me a week to do some studying.
Well, because,
and we can sit here and talk about it.
I think I have an opening next Friday.
Oh, wow.
Okay, Friday. Well, Jack Martin typically will come in. Jack Martin from Greenridge Church.
Yeah.
He has been in the hospital. So for his second Friday's kind of his standing invite, but he's not going to be well enough. He hasn't been in the last couple of months. But so I know next Friday's open if you're interested. I would love to do that. That's the
what's the topic?
Anything, whatever you want to bring. What do you want to talk about?
You send me a scripture.
Okay. I'll tell you about the thing that's I love to get everybody's take on women's role in the church. Would that be something you'd be comfortable talking to me about?
I wouldn't mind talking to you about it. I might get.
You might not be. Well, that's okay. That's what I tell everybody. I said, I want pushback.
I think women have very, very important roles in the church.
Okay. I think you and I probably disagree then, because I don't think there's any limits. Yeah. I think there's no limits. I mean, I'm that's where but
you want to jump, you want to put me right into the fire on the first one.
Well, it's fun. But I'm curious because it's something.
Can't we do Jesus wept or something to start off?
I send you a couple of texts and stuff. We can go a little easier. I'm super. I like to have. I tell everybody. I'll say, if I'm wrong, prove me wrong.
Yeah.
You know. So that'd be fun. I'll send you some stuff. Maybe not quite so controversial.
Yeah.
So where do you go to church?
Long Hollow.
Long Hollow Baptist. Okay, so you're up there. Oh, that's. I mean, y'all should be kind of. I would think he's kind of on the same page with me. But Bob, no, really. Okay, that's curious. I need to dig into this a little bit more. But I'll share. But we'll talk later. But I love Long Hollow. It's a good place. But we'll come up with a fun topic.
We better start off with something.
I love it. Next Friday.
Okay.
Next Friday, I'll send you some stuff.
Yeah.
I'll send you some stuff and let's talk about it.
Yeah.
So y'all just did a big study on Revelation. Y'all been doing Revelation. Are y'all
it's been done. That's been over for a while.
Okay. But were you in there when Marty Solomon came in and talked to Bama?
Yeah.
So I came to hear Marty.
Yeah.
So that kind of gives you an idea of where I am.
I like Pastor Robbie because of it's not just read the scripture and this is what that means.
Right.
It's read the scripture and now let's go look at the history.
Well, see, that's
because you got to know the history.
Well, that's what's changed my mind about women's role.
Yeah. I better go.
I'll see you, Terry. Hey, Fishing Rodeo, tell them again.
I just thought of something. You are a Church of Christ, right? Oh, they can kick you out.
No, they already tried. Invite people to the Fishing Rodeo again.
Yeah.
And before you go, Julianne's up there, but this is hysterical.
Everybody get on the website, springfieldtn.gov. Find the Fishing Rodeo tab, click on it, get registered. We do have a max of 350 this year. It's this Saturday. Lines will go in at 8 o'clock. We'll start giving away prizes at 10, but you can fish all day.
Awesome. I love it.
All right.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Next Friday, man, we're gonna bring him in. We're gonna bring him in. It's gonna be fun. Love you. I'll see you later. Juliana's coming on in here. And while she's making her way in, we are going to talk about Barry and Rebecca Richards with Exit Prime Realty. If you are looking for anything in real estate, come on in, honey, sit down. If you're looking for anything to do in the real estate community, guys, give them a search. We say you can go to sellwithbecky.com, sellwithbecky.com, BUY, You can hit them up by giving them a phone call. But Barry will tell you, just Google us. Google Barry Richards, Google Rebecca Richards at Exit Prime Realty, and you're going to find out everything you need to know about what they have going on. Now, I talk a lot about they're in Cross Plains. They've been there for 30 years, but they specialize in Robertson County properties, but they also buy and sell in the surrounding counties and across the state line in Kentucky. Barry worked a lot of years in Nashville. He was for 17 years vice president of a media marketing company. Now, he still has a pretty cool video production company. But so he knows Nashville. And so if you go on his Facebook page right now, he's got several listings in Nashville, beautiful listings in Nashville. And if you want to go check them out, just give him a holler. You can give them a call. 615-504-7424 is Barry's number, 615-504-7424, or 7425 is Rebecca's number. But whatever you're interested in, Robertson County properties, something up in Nashville, any of the surrounding counties, across the state line in Kentucky. Rebecca's agency office up in White House has a broker in their office that can still broker deals in Kentucky. The laws have changed. Not every broker can broker deals in Kentucky. You need to know that when you come to the table. But the Barry's office, he's a broker that's right here in Springfield. They've got Brandy Hastings working with them now at Exit Prime. Everything you need to know, whether you're buying, whether you're selling, or if you want to be a realtor, they would love to mentor you and help you get into the industry that pulled them out of other jobs. They were in other careers and decided to change what they do, and they absolutely love it. It's a great fit for them. If you're buying, they're going to tell you, get pre-qualified before you do anything. We're going to talk about Valor Mortgage here in a minute. And I was talking to Barry at Kilgore Festival, and I said, what do you recommend? He says, ones like Valor that are local lenders. He said, instead of these 800 numbers, he said, those will get you into trouble all the time. So we'll talk a little bit more about Valor Mortgage in a minute, but that's one of the first things that you need to do if you're buying is figure out what you're qualified to buy. So, whatever your needs in real estate, reach out to Barry and Rebecca today. sellwithbecky.com, sellwithbecky.com, or buy, B-U-Y, robertsoncounty.com, or just Google them, as Barry will tell you, and be sure and let them know that U-Turn sent you. Juliana, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing really good, and I keep running into you at different places. We were in the chiropractor the other day, and from a distance, you looked like our friend Lisa Weathers, and Mark goes, "Is that Lisa?" I'm like, "No, that's Juliana. She's friends with Lee Marie and all of that." So you've discovered Dr. Eric.
Yes.
Aren't they wonderful?
Yes, I love it. I love that whole office. I love their whole approach. It's really good.
Yes, we're talking about our chiropractor over there next to Pizza Hut. Mm-hmm. Is it Pizza Hut that's right there?
Yep.
You've got to know where you're going too, because
I'm telling you, my
it's
goodness.
kind of. I told him, I said, even when I knew where I was coming, I had to kind of look for them because they're just kind of tucked in right there beside Pizza Hut, and then there's a store. It kind of hides their little marquee a little bit. We're talking about Well Health and Chiropractic.
Yep.
And if you need to go see, we'll just give free plug for Dr. Eric, man. They're awesome in there.
Yeah.
And have you been using their red light therapy?
Yes. I love that.
So cool.
That's new
I
for
love
me.
it so much. I love it so much. But he's old school chiropractic. I mean, and that's what I needed. I've gone to the chiropractor for 30, 40 years. And you've got to be an old school chiropractor before I'm going to come. That's just all there is
same
to it,
way.
but yeah. So anyway, I saw her in the chiropractors the other day. And so you're doing all this. Lee Marie was kind of telling me all the stuff you do, but you kind of came on my radar whenever she was talking about your classes that you're doing to praise and worship music.
Yes, ma'am.
And that is so cool. And you're doing them at Well in the Square.
Yes, ma'am.
And or how's that going? Are you getting some kiddos in there?
Well, not yet, and I think we're kind of changing the direction of it a little bit because I'm hearing back from the community that kids really want to perform, and that was my first intention was to actually set up more of a performance troupe for kids using praise music. And I thought, well, a great way to get to know the kids and the talent level is to start a class, but I think there's just not as much interest in class. So that's fine too. I mean, my passion is to teach and choreograph, so I can do it all, and I can't wait to do more of it. It's just plugging myself into the community. So thank you, by the way, for having me on your show, because this is an awesome opportunity.
Well, I'm so glad you're here because I love dance. I wish I had time to put more of it in my life. And, Lee Marie's been telling me she's going to teach me some stuff ever since we've met, and it's on me. It's not on her. She's made it available. I just haven't gotten there. And that is the thing more than anything is we all are stretched so thin with our time. How would you tell people to incorporate time for dance and activity into their life? How do you make that work? I mean, do you dance every day?
Yes, I do.
That's cool.
I've been dancing since I was 4 years old, so it's just a part of life, and it's like anything else that you want to make a priority in life. You just have to do it, and it is difficult to carve out time. In my mind, dance, it covers so many areas of life that are important. It's exercise, but it's also spiritual growth, and it's satisfying to the soul. So when I'm dancing, I feel like I'm getting a lot out of it, I guess. So it's kind of like prayer time. You just got to carve out time every day, even when life gets busy, And Lee is a great teacher. She's a great resource too. So if you take her classes, you can come join the Freedom Steppers.
See, are you in the Freedom Steppers? Oh, that's fun. That's fun.
So much fun.
Yeah, and that y'all had y'all's first. I think y'all had your first performance.
Yes, we did
at the event that you did for my father's house. Am I right?
Yes, yes. Really beautiful ceremony. It was a great experience. The group is awesome, and everybody's just Jesus loving dancers. It's awesome. I love it. Yeah.
I love it. And do you have any classes scheduled then right now at Lee Marie's? At the Well?
Yeah, they're Wednesdays and Fridays from 3:30 to 4:30. But as I said, we're probably going to shift over to turning it into a troupe, and we'll have some auditions to bring in teens anywhere from the ages of 12 to 18. Now, we've got some other people that are interested. If they're outside that age range, we'll absolutely consider them as well. But I just I've got put it on my heart to start something with teenagers for a lot of reasons. I grew up dancing, and I went to School of the Arts in San Francisco in my teen years, and the impression that experience made on me was like so profound. And then I'm looking at what's happening in the world today and the music that teens are listening to, and just so much of it's become so dark, and I'm concerned about that, just simply because I want to inspire kids to dance, and how can they be inspired when the music that's available is just, it's like so demonic, and it's become, and the arts in general have all become very dark. So I'm just trying to shine a light on the goodness that's available, and how we can direct children and teens towards something that's just more Christ-like than what's available. Because that's really what it's about with the arts. You want to expose kids to it. I never would have pursued a dance career if I hadn't been exposed to what I was exposed to when I was a kid. And I was blessed to be able to have those opportunities, and then to carry it out later on professionally was really amazing. And I'm thinking, how does that work today when the arts and the music industry and everything has just become so demonic and so far from what it could be,
right?
So
well, and it's I'm in the classrooms, and kids will in the moments where they have a break or something want to play music, and I won't let them turn it on, because I know so much of it is raunchy, and I'll catch them maybe even just in some free time listening to something. I'm like, is that school appropriate? Well, I was like, it's either is or it isn't. It's not a little. It's not a little middle ground on this. What's appropriate and what is not, and so many of them. And I think part of this, whenever they were sourcing their music from radio, they were getting radio cuts. And even whenever music started going, a little raunchier and a little darker, you had certain standards that the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission, set, and you could not air certain, words and things like that. One of the reasons why, I can't remember the guy who did the halftime show, whatever his name was, something Bunny. I didn't watch it. Bad Bunny. Yeah. So one of the problems that he ran into was the fact that he had inappropriate content, even though it was in Spanish, that violated FCC rules.
Yeah.
Is what I heard. And I don't know if they ever, fined him or anything for that. But there are standards. If you are a public airways, if it can be, if it can be grabbed without cost, through an antenna or anything like that, the FCC regulates it. And there are guidelines. So once kids stopped listening to radio and watching, a regular television station, and they've got all this content and there's no rules, and they're getting just all this stuff. And so I think that's really where we've seen the change. I do, because there's no filter anymore.
Well, I mean, the halftime show is a great example of just how demonic things have become. And, it's not just in the lyrics, it's in all the symbology and the costumes and the themes that are being promoted. And it's all affecting not just children, but people in general in a subconscious way. And that's the thing about the arts, is we can actually influence people in ways that are subconscious. Okay. And so when you're looking at the imagery in these halftime performances, whether it's Beyonce or Bad Bunny or any of these, Illuminati artists, they are literally, I mean, it may sound a little conspiracy theorist-ish, but the reality is, a demonic entity is what's behind all that.
Yeah,
they are.
I believe in the spiritual battle. I mean, the heavenlies. There's a warfare going on, and and if you don't, man, there's an old Paul Harvey. Do you remember Paul Harvey? There's an old Paul Harvey monologue he did that is just profound. And when you listen to it, and it talks about how that you influence people. And I worked for Glenn Beck for a couple of years, and Glenn's big thing, and he's just a dear friend, but one of his big things is we've got to influence the culture through entertainment.
Yes.
And so he's done a lot of things in his career and through the different companies he's had to try to do that.
Yeah.
But trying to get people to see it and want to be a part of that, just like the chosen out there. There's a rise of the Angel Network and things like that. I have an app called VidAngel that is fabulous because there's things that I like to watch that. And my son is like, well, Mother, you shouldn't be, watching anything that has to be filtered. And I'm like, yeah, no, in a perfect world, I get that. But there's hardly anything that doesn't need to be filtered. I'd have to turn everything off.
So true.
I'd have to turn it all off.
Yeah.
And so, none of us are doing it perfectly, but I do try. And I will take, the kids wanted to watch Ghostbusters at Halloween at the school. And we had a free day. And so I thought, okay, but I ran it through VidAngel and let them see it. And they were all like, Miss Vivio, there's parts missing out of this movie. I'm like, yes, there are. Yes, there are.
That's the point.
Yeah, exactly. But nonetheless, there are tools out there to help us make sure that what our family is seeing is good content, but there's far too many that aren't doing anything. And they're just handing their kids these things. And it's like, whatever, you're not bothering me, so I'm going to do this. And they're seeing some stuff that's just so rough. So
it's so scary.
So let me ask you this then. Okay. So as you've worked in the industry, how were you always a Christian through your journey, or did you have a conversion there?
Yeah,
because it's so hard in this, and to have been in the industry that you've had your career in. How did you do it? What happened?
Yeah, well, so I'll go back a bit here. I grew up right outside San Francisco, and I grew up Roman Catholic. So that right there,
my husband did too.
That right there kind of gives you a little backdrop for how far removed from Christianity that I feel that I personally was, and so was my life. And actually, my dance experience, we didn't have any focus on Christian values at all, but this was in the 80s and the 90s, and it was just a different time. It wasn't until I moved out here to Tennessee about 7-8 years ago that I really started to dive more into the Word of God and really start to understand what it means to be Christ-like, and why that's important, why we need Jesus, and why we're in this spiritual battle right now, this good versus evil. And I didn't learn about how to, wield the sword of the Spirit when I was a kid, because Catholicism doesn't focus on biblical scripture at all. Hardly even focuses on Jesus. Maybe it does now, but
see, now I'll have to. I've got friends that are Catholic, and I've got friends that are Catholic that follow Christian values. And my husband's family, they're very good Catholic people, and so now when you look at the history of the Catholic Church, I will agree with you. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I know some really good Catholics. Yes. And so I just so I will push back on that just a little bit, because I do have I know a lot of good people in all denominations.
100%.
All of them. And I've met people in every walk that are following the same gospel that I'm following.
Which is great.
Yeah.
That was not my experience growing up Catholic in California and growing up in San Francisco.
Oh, I can imagine. That's a different place. Yeah, for sure.
It's I call it the belly of the beast.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, truly. So you had I'll tell you, let me pause and do my break, and let's come back, because I think sharing a testimony is important if you're good with doing that.
Sure.
Because when you start talking about it being in the industry, I'm like, wow, the world, are you so sold out for Jesus and having come up through this? But maybe that's why, is because you've been through it. Like I was talking with Terry, you're refined through the fire.
Yes.
So cool. I love it. I love it when shows go just all different directions. It's fun. It's interesting. But we're going to pause and talk about Valor Mortgage right now. So thankful that they have joined our work, what we're doing here at 1 Street Over, Valor Mortgage. They're a local lender that can help you get to the closing table for one of the biggest decisions you're ever going to make. Home ownership, it is a big one, guys. And if you want somebody that's going to be a team for you, not treat you like a number, then you need to reach out to Chris Armentrout and his experienced loan officers at Valor Mortgage. They're working hard to serve you guys. They have an office just a couple of doors down from the theater in the downtown square, our historic square, but he'll tell you, To make sure you can meet with them, you need to call them because they're out and about meeting with folks all the time. But their number is 615-671-9178, 615-671-9178, or you can go to valor.mortgage to get pre-approved today because it doesn't matter what your needs are. When I first met him, he was talking about VA loans, but I found out very quickly that's just a piece of what they do. They do VA loans. They've got FHA options, conventional, jumbo financing, all the tools. Every one of the tools you need to get to the closing table. And they're not just in the business of mortgage. They're in the business of making home ownership possible for everyone, whether it's that first home, whether you want to do a refi, like Ron Pooley was talking about, what Chris was able to do for him, or maybe you're wanting to invest in your future. You're wanting to buy some property and maybe have some rental property, something like that. All those things they can help you with, and they can answer all your questions. So give them a call, 615-671-9178, 615-671-9178, or go to valor.mortgage to get pre-approved today, because when it matters most, you deserve a lender you can trust. Buy with confidence. Buy with Valor. Valor Mortgage, NMLS number 1210804, DBA of Encore Lending Group, NMLS 1249911, equal housing lender, subject to credit approval, rates and terms subject to change without notice, not a commitment to lend. Let them know U-Turn sent you. And back at it, we are talking with Juliana and what's your last name, honey? I'm sorry.
Carella.
There we go. And how you say it again? Carella?
Carella, yes.
Carella, Juliana and Carella. And how long have you been in this area?
About 7 years.
About 7 years.
And a half. Mm-hmm.
Okay. But you have grown up in the entertainment industry and dance and choreography and all the things from San Francisco area. And so how did you get so on fire for Jesus through all this? I mean, what was the journey?
I got out of the Bay Area, number one.
Okay, I got you.
And I'm not saying there's not good Christians in the Bay Area. It's just it's harder to worship in the open out there because it's a little bit looked down upon, I guess you could say, or at least that was my experience. I'm just speaking from my own experience here.
I get it.
I remember moving to East Nashville, and I ended up next door to some amazing California transplants that have been here for 20 years, and I'll never forget what the wife had told me. She said, "I left California because I got tired of being embarrassed about talking about going to church."
Yeah.
You know?
Wow.
Yeah. So. No, you grew up in the South, right? So
I'm from 2 hours north of here in West Kentucky.
When you grow up in the Bible Belt, it's a different experience.
Yes, it is.
And I found that when I ended up here, I was surrounded by the people I wanted to be surrounded by, and I've been praying that I would be surrounded by more of the same. And here we are. So
I love it.
I don't know how it happened. It's just, I guess there were many years that I didn't understand it, and now I do, and I feel very blessed that I have Jesus in my heart now, because life is easier when you have Jesus in your heart.
Yes, for sure. Where do you go to? Where do you worship?
I go to Regeneration, Nashville.
Okay.
Yeah. In Nashville.
A lot of good things about Regeneration.
Yes. And the worship group is amazing. The pastors are amazing. It's awesome. Love it.
Yeah, I love it. So are you doing dance full time now?
No. Okay. I wish. No, I have another company. I've been in business for 17 years.
Okay.
It's a CBD pet product company called Treatables.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that keeps me busy still.
Okay. Mm-hmm. That's really good. That's really cool. Okay. Well, that's neat. You just see that people are so full of layers. But dance is your passion.
And I'm also an active homesteader. I'm really into growing my own vegetables and raising hens, and I love doing all of that too.
I love it. Yeah. See, dance is just a piece of this.
Yeah.
So, but we do before we wrap up our time, because we're out of time here real quick.
Yeah.
But, the Well in the Square is a brainchild of our sweet friend Lee Marie.
Yes.
And it's a place where you can go and do dance. You can have meetings. You can have classes. She's got a class starting today to learn about your cell phone. It's Cell Phone 101. And get the most, so how many of us don't have any clue what these little computers will do?
Yes.
They do so many things. So they've got Cell Phone 101, and it is a 4-week series starting today. And it's going to start at 9:30. And if you mention that you heard it from U-Turn today, you can still get the early bird discount price of $49. And that'll get you the entire series. So that's $10 $10 a lesson, which is great to get somebody that's going to really help you really unpack what you can do with this thing.
Yeah.
And so go to the Wellness Square and you can register for that. You've got your troop that you're working on, and tell them again when that's going to meet.
So Wednesdays and Fridays from 3:30 to 4:30. You can find us at Praise Dance Collective on Facebook. I wanted to mention too, Lee asked me to mention it. So there's going to be a catalog that's available. So come on by on Friday night, because this Friday is the Springfield Street Fair that happens every first Friday.
First Friday night market.
So come check out our new catalog. There's so many great classes at Well in the Square.
Okay.
And again, if you're interested, if you've got a teenage child between 12 and 18 and they want to perform and they're on fire for Jesus, then come on down and we'll give you more information about when we're going to be holding auditions. And in the meantime, we'll keep doing classes and just plug ourselves into the community a little bit more.
If you're really wanting to experience dance and do some things like this, you need to just go down there and talk to them, because they'll find something that will fit your needs, fit your time frame. There's something going on that will fit your needs.
And Lee teaches like 3 classes a week, 3 or 4 a week for adults. So, and that's a great class too.
All kinds of stuff going on. Do you do any dance troupe stuff at your church? Yeah, like as part of worship, because some people do.
Yeah,
like with the flags and the all
exactly.
That, so I didn't know if y'all did any of that.
I don't think Regeneration does currently. Maybe we will in the future. We'll see, but they don't do anything currently with dance.
Yeah, but I think that's just. I mean, they praised and danced before the Lord.
That's right. Just like David. Yeah,
that's right. That's right. I love that, and I just when I see that just brings back that imagery.
Absolutely.
Very cool. Anything we're missing, Julianne?
Hey, just for folks that feel like, Christian music's kind of cheesy, I've never heard. You got to take a listen. There are so much amazing in every single music genre now. There's literally Christian versions of it that are, there's just so much of it. Just go on Spotify and start diving in, because that really opened my eyes and inspired me big time to do this. There's
so much good music. That's one thing when, and we need to definitely mention this. This is what Lee Marie's going to be so busy with this weekend.
I'm doing that too. And by the way, I love the interview with Mark Thomas. He's a great choir director, by the way.
And so you're in the choir?
Yeah, we just had our first rehearsal last night. Yeah, I love it.
So y'all have got like rehearsal tonight and tomorrow night, and then all day Saturday. And this is going to be so cool, but it is one of those things that they were talking about an artist that Mark had trained, and I wasn't really familiar with the music. I haven't been listening. I've got to turn my Christian just music on.
Yeah,
I have my favorites, that I seek out, but just listening to it in a kind of a radio format, I haven't in a while, so I haven't heard a lot of the newer stuff. But there's so much good stuff out there.
Yes,
there's so much good stuff out there, and so I got to turn the radio back on, man, and hear some of these artists that I haven't heard. But I love how you said that. It's like just go listen, and you're going to love it. Man, it's almost 5 after. Ilyu's going to get me. But we're going to want to invite you again, Sunday Morning Country. It is this Sunday. The show starts at 4. Doors open at 2:30, I think. You can go in there. You want to hear the warm up at 3:30. But just an amazing list of artists, and they're going to have this complete choral backup. It is going to be fabulous. They got our sweet friends Cutter and Cash. They're going to be greeting you in the lobby. And if you've not seen Cutter and Cash, they are some of the most authentically just cool, young, up and coming bluegrass musicians. They're wonderful, and you look at them. I was telling the show, you look at them in their attire, and you think it's just a shtick. It's not, man. They feel it, they breathe it, they live it. It's just coming through their pores, it's so cool to see that continuing. That there are ones coming along that embrace the what was our beginning, and they really just kind of do a beautiful job illustrating this is how it started. And so you can get your tickets. Reach out to Lee Marie if you want tickets, and they can help you get tickets to it. It's going to be a great show. It's going to be a great show, and we'll talk about it more tomorrow. But so tickled you're a part of that. And yes, I know Ilyu's like LaVern. It's 5 after. We're done. Tomorrow is Faith Friday. Lisa Fort, it's her day to come in, and we'll talk to her about. We just love just to sit down and just talk Jesus, and that's what we do on Fridays. And so that's what Lisa and I will do tomorrow. And I don't know if you heard it, tease it. Terry Martin's going to come in next Friday, and he and I are going to have a fun Jesus talk. So that's going to be fun. That's what we're working on. We'll confirm all that. But fishing rodeo on Saturday, you can still register, but there is a limit this year. If you're going to go to the fishing rodeo, get on the website and get registered right away. I know I got to go. This is 1100 WSGI. God bless you. Have a great day.
We're going to have a wonderful... I remember